Alrighty, folks, just about getting ready to get started here. There we go. Looks like it's working. Alrighty, and we are live again today, May 11th, 2021. We'll be doing the futures now intraday trading today. This is going to be a multicast session, right? A simulcast, multicast, whichever funnier way you want to say it, which really just means that we're streaming to multiple streams at the same time. We're working on our public streams, such as YouTube and Facebook, as well as our private stream, which is on our website at tradewithufos.com/live. That one is being broadcast through Vimeo. I would definitely recommend, if you are a member, to definitely use that one as opposed to the YouTube one. Of course, on my other screens here, I am looking at the YouTube. I am looking at the Facebook stream. So far, I'm not seeing any chats or comments or questions. Obviously, we're just getting started here. So, let's go ahead and get started. From earlier this morning, I don't know if you heard me or if you joined with me or not. We were looking at the market environment today. We're seeing that the S&P did drop substantially down for these past couple of days to the point where the climate is a down climate. So we're going to see if we can jump on that bigger daily trend and see if we can get some opportunities for us. But we can also take some, shorter term opportunities, obviously, for the pullbacks, depending on whatever the market gives us. Now, as far as previous trades, let me just open up my notebook here. We did have silver from the 26th, which I believe that was it was 2 Mondays ago. Actually, one yesterday being 3 Mondays ago. For silver, we did have a setup that we did execute actually within the session. As far as the exiting point of it, we did exit as well after hitting T1. So this one, I believe, was the one that we also hit, that we did hit T1. It came down and then it ultimately stopped us out, but we still closed it in profit. And that was the only trade of that day that was basically a trade. Yeah, so here's the SI setup. So I'm sorry, actually that's not correct. So this one was a time stop. That's why I'm like, wait a minute, something doesn't add up here. Which is why sometimes memory messes you up because you take so many trades, you start to blend them in. So here we go for silver, 26,215, 26,22.5 was our T1. So this one was actually a time stop for profit, right? It came close to our T1 up here, did not quite get there. So as soon as we were out of the square, out of the blue square, we took our time stop and we took some money in the account. All right. So let's go ahead and open up our TradeStation workspace here for the short-term time frames workspace, and let's hunt for new opportunities. If you have any comments or questions, definitely now between, when we're looking for trades is definitely the best time to do so. Looking all good across the board here. Nothing out of the ordinary. I just realized that this is using the wrong key, but that's okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started with looking for opportunities. So as we see here, the way we go about these things is the following. We're going to go ahead and freeze this. We got the 15-minute time frame, we got the 60-minute time frame, and the 240-minute time frame climates. Right, those are kind of our three main ones for today. Sorry about that. That's my little son over there. Gold, we're looking at this near sensible short. It is a confirmed down climate, so we have permission to open this one. Now we also have a sensible long on the NASDAQ, RTY, And interestingly enough, a sensible short on the ES. So all of these are sensible long, NQ and RTY, but the ES is still heavy, negative 1.6%. We're going to take a look at that. And then RTY, sensible short on the 60-minute crude oil, and near sensible long on the 60 minutes. So we got our work cut out for us, folks. So let's go ahead and get started before these things start running away from us. So let's go ahead and open up. We're going to open up gold on the 15-minute, and then as well as NASDAQ and RTY on the 15-minute, and Q15, and then the Russell on the 15 as well. And we'll go from there. Okay. Ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. So far looking pretty good. A little slow for some reason on the opening here, but that's okay. We got time. Alrighty. Okay, here we go. Oh, there we are. Sorry, I don't know why this. Oh, sorry about that, folks. Let's go ahead and reload this real quick. There we are. All right, so we have a sensible short on gold, and we're actually in a UFO right now. So I'm going to go ahead and take this short off the bat. I'm just going to take a nice even round number here. We're already in 30.9 to 80. This is way down here. I'm going to set this up and then explain it. 1859. 1859 is way down. 1859. All right, that's our trade right there. I'm going to take a quick screenshot of this so we can have it for our records. Pulled the trigger because obviously the trade was right in front of us, so why not? GC setup 511. All right, so let's go ahead and set this up. How do we, why do we pull the trigger so quickly on this trade? Well, obviously, number one, right, the trade met the criteria, right? We are in a down climate. The moving average is 1830.3, and we have a UFO that's enveloping that exact location, right? And that is primarily the reason why we took the trade, right? Obviously, we have the climate working in our favor, the auto UFO working in our favor. So we have quite a few factors working in our favor to be able to take this trade. Now, let's go ahead and frame this out like we always do with the time stop, because we want to be able to, take a trade and know the exact point where we're getting out. Obviously, we have that's the execution. So we got 1, 2, 3 candles down. I think we got filled at the end. This one, that's what TradesStation says. We got in right here. We're going down. We're moving down. We're testing this UFO down below. Our T1 is over here at 1828.1, right? $280 risk, 140 per contract. So let's go ahead and frame this out properly. We're going to put the purple square like we always do. There it is. All right, so now what does this do for us, right? We're in the trade. What we want to see is exactly what's happening right now. We want to see it push down, get to this T1 right here, okay? And then pull back, kind of a retest of our original entry, and then push down lower. All right, that's what we would like to see. We don't always get to see that, unfortunately. That's, if we had a crystal ball like that, it would be a lot richer than we are today. But obviously, as of right now, we're looking at this and it's moving in our favor. It came a couple ticks away from being able to get us out for T1. We want to see that T1 before this third candle here closes. Okay, we have to see that T1 pop before this candle on this third line, meaning in about 5 minutes, close. All right, so that's what we want to see. Do we always see it? No. Sorry guys, so something happened with my camera here, and looks like the microphone was also muted for like a good 5 minutes after I was talking. Anyways, all right, so it looks like this gold trade is still kind of pushing up and down, so it's kind of a little bit of a sideways action here. The good news is that we actually have a UFO down here, and but in about 2 minutes from now, we're gonna be either getting out for a small loss or break even or a small win. Mainly because we're at the end of the time stop rule that we exercise when we're in these trades, unless it fully stops us out right now. And there we go, we're fully stopped out. All right, let's go ahead and save that. Unfortunately, we were very close to our T1, and then of course things just decided to turn around straight to our stop to the tick. Sometimes it's frustrating. That's just the way trading goes. It is what it is. All right, let's open this up and see what's going to happen here. So gold, hopeful short now. We're not going to be using it anymore. We're going to go ahead and close the trade, close the workspace. All right. So on the euro, we have a sensible short, as well as we actually have NQ and RTY both open. So let's take a look and see what's going on. I don't understand why it always does this. Still beyond me why it always does this, but that's okay. All right. We don't have any UFOs. That's wonderful. I have not seen that before. All right. So here's NQ. The UFO is quite a ways away from us. Why doesn't it reset? I don't understand. That's what the button is there for, and it never does it. Anyways, let's see what we got going on. So the moving average at 13,194, that's somewhere around here and here. So unfortunately, we don't have any UFOs. I'm going to go ahead and close this workspace. Nothing to do there. Let's see if RTY is different. Why does it do this? Oh boy. Let's see. There we go. RTY might give us an opportunity. Let's see how it's looking. It's pushing higher, so we may have missed this. Would have been nice to be on board with that. 2181, 2181, right there. So 2181 is right there. So this UFO would most likely work. Obviously, that hasn't happened yet. So it's pushing up against this red UFO right there, 2194 to 2200. That's a nice round number. As it tests that, usually it should pull back and maybe pick us up down here. We're gonna leave it alone for now until we open up EC and ES. Let's go ahead and open both of these up. All right. You see my camera still hasn't rolled back. Let me see if I can just refresh and see if that's gonna help anything. Nope. Unfortunately not. At least from what I can see here. Or maybe it has. No. No, I don't see it. That's okay. Alrighty, let's take a look at the ES. So ES is, wow, never mind. It's already popping above the moving average. Nothing to do, look there. Let's take a look at the euro. All right, so the euro is a confirmed down climate. That's also seems to be trading above the moving average. Man, it's like we're just catching these at the crossroads, right? All right, let's see here. So 21,722 is the moving average, and price is at 21,17.4. Pulling back down from a UFO right there, but again, that UFO, does this UFO start over there? All right, so this UFO actually starts right at the moving average. This would not be a bad idea, even though we're late. It's kind of late to already enter this right now. Never mind, there it is. Our sign not to enter is right there. Now it is an unconfirmed climate, as you see right here. So we're going to go ahead and close that as well. All right. ES, similarly to what RTY was doing, has pushed up substantially. It's gone down, pushed down, way down, pulled back up, retested a low there, and has since then, gone up. So nice little W pattern there. Nothing of use for us right now, though. We need to see a confirmation of this new climate before we head on and get it done. All right, so I'm gonna take a look at the gold 60 minute right now and see what's going on with gold on the 60 minute, because obviously a couple of these trades were not um, as promising, so to speak, even though we're near on a couple of them as far as entries were concerned. But let's see here. So we're looking for a short entry on the 60-minute time frame for gold. All right. We have, we're below the moving average. Moving average is at 33. Unfortunately, we don't have any UFOs at 33 here. How about here? There it is. And unfortunately, we do not. Isn't that always the funny thing, right? It's just one of those things. Sometimes, opportunities, just like you saw when we opened up the workspace, we had a trade right in front of us. And then right afterwards, it was almost at our T1, and then boom, it stopped out. And then now we're on the hunt for the next one, and we're not finding anything as of right now. So just to kind of be prepared, I want to see if there's anything else here. Heating gas looks like has a near sensible as well as on a 240 on the euro near sensible long. Let's go ahead and open that one up. So the euro on the 240, and I don't have the euro on the 240, so I'm going to open the 60 and actually make one as we get it together. So we're going to look at our futures time frame equivalencies, and we're going to see that we have euro right here. All right, so we're going to look at the 21-minute time frame, 2584 shares and 1597 ticks. Let's go ahead and set that up. So 21 minutes. This is 240 minutes, not the 240. 2584 shares, 1597 ticks, and 610 with 377. And this all has to be on the ECM 21. The reason how the way you determine the contract, you simply can just go to barchart.com, look at the most active contracts, which is something that I do almost every day. You just take a look at the most actives, and obviously this is the currencies, and you'll see that they're on the M. The Euro FX futures are on the M. Okay, looking at the Euro, so 1216.15 is the current moving average. Could this be a potential entry for a swing long on the euro? 121,566. I mean, this could definitely work out. Obviously, the better time to get in on this is when it actually tested it for the first time here and on the way back up, and now you're already in some profits, if not, very close to or at T1 on this wake up. Actually, no, that was the same candle. No, that was a candle before. So you would be in on this one. So as of this morning, you would have tested that high there. Now retested this low here, and look if this holds to keep on going higher. Just to kind of draw that out, right? You see the move happened here. There was some consolidation there. Then it popped up, then down, and then popped back up, popped down below, and then now it's going higher, right? So this would have been the entry point right here. As of right now, obviously that's not the case. After the fact is fun to analyze, but we're here to see if we can execute at least one more trade before we switch over to the private channel to continue for the rest of the day. So ES and GC both giving us a 60-minute alert. but unfortunately, well, actually, let me save this workspace as EC 240 minute. The GC on the 60 minute, again, it's a confirmed down climate, far from any UFOs, unfortunately. So we're gonna go ahead and close this because again, it's not giving us any opportunities. So nothing else to do there. ES is gonna update in about 2.5 minutes, and then we're gonna see what we can come up with, if anything, to get us into a trade. In the meantime, folks, if you haven't already, please definitely send me if you have any questions, any comments, anything you want to see or change, or want to see more of, less of. Definitely use my link right, my email right there, boyan at tradictive.com. You can send me any sort of feedback you'd like to, and I would be more than glad to take a look at your questions and hopefully get you some answers as well. All right. As you see here, when the reason why I'm not even opening these is, if you see right here, the ATR spread is negative. What that means is that even though these are shorts or near sensible or near hopeful short trades, they are actually negative ATRs, meaning they're trading above the moving average. Therefore, they're in a negative ATR. So if their ATR is 1 or half a point, when it's negative, that means it's on the opposite side. So they're not far from the ATR. They're actually above the ATR when we're looking for a confirmed down climate, or if it's a confirmed up climate and it's a negative ATR, that means that the price is trading below the moving average. All right, so we're going to have an update in about 40 seconds from now. I'm just going to go ahead and hang out here, have a sip of water. And go from there. And then we'll have an update in about 10 seconds from now. Let's see what kind of update we're going to get. See if any of these will get confirmed and sensible. Here we go, the euro on the 15 minute. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the euro on the 15 minute. One is confirmed and the climate is good, so the euro 15 minute is the one. Let's quickly take a look at it and see what we can come up with. And then from there on out, if we have a trade, great. If we don't have a trade, that's fine too. And we might have one here. All right, 745 moving average at 21,744. Oh boy. So this 744 is essentially, 0.00001 or 2 as of right now below this UFO. So, the question is, do we take it or do we not take it? Right? Obviously when you round it, it's as you see right here, the UFO starts at this 21,775. It's a low risk trade, so you can definitely take it. It's just that the moving average is right at the end of this UFO. So, we could try to wedge ourselves into a trade and try to force things, but I'm just going to go ahead and choose not to do that. There's no reason to be doing that. There's always going to be another trade. Nothing out of the ordinary there. All right, so we're all blue across the board now. And crude oil and RTY. I'm going to go ahead and open up RTY just to take a look and see what's going on. I'm sorry, RTY 15 minute is right here. 2185 is the moving average, which coincides perfectly with this UFO. And that, my friends, is our trade. So let's go ahead and set it up. So this UFO, I'm gonna just zoom this up a little bit. So this UFO right here, as you see, it starts at 2188.8. So that's gonna be our entry point at 2188.8. Let's go ahead and put that in 2188.8. All right. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Now our stop is going to be way below 2183. Let's just take a look and see how this will look. This will be a very big stop. Holy cow. 2182.9. All right, so we're looking at close to 6 points, right? On the Russell. That's too big of a stop to take on with the regular. I mean, we can always take it with the micro. The stop does clear all the UFOs here. And to make it more interesting, we do have several UFOs up above, right? And the 15-minute UFO is also right there around that price. So both of those things, make me think that this is a really good trade. However, obviously the risk needs to be there, right? The amount you're risking versus the amount you're willing to risk for the amount you're willing, that you're expecting to gain has to make sense. So looking at this right now, if I were to change this right here, just gonna open up TradingView just so I can show you something here. So we have RTY, the E-mini Russell futures, the M contract. So if we were to trade this, right, as we said, thought it was going to show that a little better, but so here we go. So if our order to go long is at 2188.8 and our stop loss is at 2182.9, yeah, it's kind of like that's like $300 per contract, $295 per contract, right? That's a substantial risk, and I would say it's definitely not something worth taking with the minis. If you want to participate in this trade, you can most definitely take it with the micros. So this is definitely a trade to be taken with the micros. It's not something that should be taken lightly. Our first profit target will be at 2194.7. So 2194.7. 94.7. Okay, our final target. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if this trade makes sense, but I think it will. But so we're looking at the start is at 2213.4. 2213.4. 2213.4. All right, so that is the trade. That is the setup right there. All right. Just gonna go ahead and save this as our setup. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and switch over to the RTY setup. We're gonna go ahead and switch over to the private stream. So for those of you that are joining me on YouTube and Facebook, that's that for this session. There was two trades. The first one, unfortunately, was quite the teaser, right? We almost had T1, and then it just decided to reverse on us and stop us out. That happens in trading sometimes. That is life. Right now, we're looking at a second trade that we're going to be taking with the micros. Even though it's shown on the minis, we're going to be taking it with the micros because we're looking at excessive risk amounts. So we're going to take it with the micros for a tenth of the risk. All right, folks, thank you very much again. And we'll be switching over to the private stream.